aware of Kai. I'm heading home, at the end of this week for a couple of days, and I'm off to America. But when I get back, I'm coming out to be with him. And she said to me, Michael, Kai has just been transferred from the oncology ward to the palliative care unit. This little 5-year-old boy has less than 2 weeks to live, and his one last dying wish is to meet you. I stand here in front of you this morning, not as a professional athlete, not as a famous actor, not as a superstar, and certainly not as a hero. I stand here in front of you today as a man that's faced my fair share of adversities. Yet every time I've been knocked down, I've always remembered what my mum taught me. And that was, son, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up that truly determine the quality of your life. The 2 days that I was meant to be with my wife, I got on a plane and I flew to Adelaide to be with this little boy. And I remember saying to myself over and over again, do not emotionally connect with this little boy, he's going to be dead within weeks. I get off the plane, I get in my hire car, I drive to the hospital, I walk into the room and he jumps up out of his bed and dives into my arms like I'm his hero. And immediately I had emotionally connected with this sweet little boy. That day we had an amazing day. We went to the vineyards, we played catch, we kicked the ball around. I let him drive the hire car back through the vineyards on the way to the hospital. And then when I dropped him off, he said to me, Michael, thank you for a great day. I'll see you soon. And I knew that I was never ever going to see that little boy again. That night I spoke in Adelaide and we raised $13,000 for the family. $3,000 was used to fly him and his mum and dad to the snow the next day because I found out that he wanted to do angel wings in the snow. And unfortunately, the other $10,000 was used to bury him 4 weeks later. There's been a time in my life where I've been able to make a difference in somebody else's. Too often we strive for this thing called success. We strive for the materialistic possessions that we perceive are important in life. We think that success is about how big the house is we live in, how big the car is that we drive, how big the bank account is that we own. But for me in my life, I think success is about getting out of bed every single day and knowing in your heart that you can make a difference in somebody else's life. And it doesn't matter how rich, powerful, poor or broke anybody is, we all have the same ability to be successful because we all have the same ability to make a difference in somebody else's life. I realise now that success is not about how big your house is, success is about how big your heart is. I love that saying, I cried when I didn't get a new pair of shoes until I saw a boy that had no feet. Sometimes it is such a powerful exercise for you to compare your adversities, your challenges, your pain and your suffering to other people, for you to realise how lucky you are to have what you have. We all have a story. We all have pain. And we all have suffering. But it's about how we deal with that pain and suffering that allows us to live a great life. My journey began when I was 11 months of age. I went to the doctors with my mum and my sister. My sister had an ear infection. And I'm much more of a hugger. I don't really do the handshake thing. So I give the doctor a big hug and his knee brushes my stomach and he thinks that doesn't feel right. That afternoon I'm taken to Coffs Harbour Hospital. That night I'm airlifted to Sydney Hospital. And the following morning I was diagnosed with an incurable cancer of the central nervous system called neuroblastoma stage 4. Doctor said no chance of survival, take your boy home and allow him to live the next few months with his family because there's nothing that we can do. But like everybody in this room, we all have choices. And the choices that we make each and every day can help reshape, remold and redefine our future. My mum asked one question. I don't want to know what the chances are of my son dying is. I just want to know what the chances are of my son surviving. The doctor said I had a 96% death rate. Go home. Don't put your boy through that sort of pain. But I'm so blessed every day that my mum chose to look at my life not being 96% empty, but she chose to look at my life being 4% full. I started chemotherapy on my first birthday. My chemo cycle was 9 days on, 3 days off, 9 days on, 3 days off for nearly 3 years. I got to my 4th birthday and the doctor came in and said to my mum, Kerry, the treatment's no longer doing the job. The tumour has built up resistance, taken over half of your son's body. It's compressing up into his aorta and his heart. We need to go into surgery. The end of that week I went into surgery and 6 hours later the doctors came out and said to my mum, Kerry, we're sorry. We didn't get it all. There's now nothing that we can do. My dad and my 3 older sisters, they were flown from Coffs Harbour down to Sydney and they came into my room to say goodbye to their son and their little brother. The following morning, there was a doctor from America. He came into our room and he said to my mum, Kerry, we have a test drug. We're going to trial it on 25 patients. We have no idea what the side effects are. This drug's never been used on humans before, only on animals. But we truly believe that outside of love, hope is the most powerful word in the English dictionary. If you can instill hope into somebody's life, you can instill courage, determination, passion. It's amazing what you can achieve with just a little bit of hope. We started that drug with 24 other families at 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. Within 24 hours, we were all transferred from the oncology ward to the burns unit. The after effects of this drug were so bad that we were completely covered from head to toe in blisters. What they would do is they would wrap us up in bandages and they would lie us in baths full of ice, trying to prevent our brains from frying. Within 1 month, 20 out of the 25 kids had sadly passed away. Within the second month of this drug, I lost one of my lungs, my liver and my kidney were destroyed, and the muscles around my heart began to deteriorate. Within 90 days of that drug, 24 out of the 25 kids had sadly passed away. I went from being in a room this size with 24 other families, and within 3 months I was in there just by myself. I say to people all around the world that I'm one of the lucky ones, but I never say I'm one of the lucky ones because I'm still alive. I say I'm one of the lucky ones because I wasn't my mum. My mum, she had it so tough. All I had to do is lie in bed and feel the pain. But my mum, she had to make a choice every single day to inject the drug into a child that has killed every single person that had ever taken it. My mum burned me for another 18 months, hoping and praying that one day I was allowed to go home. She said to me one day in hospital, she said, "Michael, you need to have a dream." I said, "Yeah, I've got a dream, Mum." She said, "What's that dream?" I said, "One day when I grow up, I just want to be normal like everybody else. I want to make friends. I want to go outside. I want to go to school. I just want to go home." My mum said that dream's not big enough, and that I need to strive for something greater. I need to challenge myself. Dreams and goals are the life force of what we stand for, what we live by. So a couple of days later, she come back in and she says, "Tell me, you got a dream yet?" I said, "Yeah, I have a dream." She said, "What's that dream?" I said, "Not only do I want to be normal like everybody else, but when I grow up, I want to play baseball in America." She's like, "Oh, I kind of like your first dream a lot more than your second dream." She goes, "Where did that dream come from?" At 4 a.m. every morning, I don't know whether you've been to hospital or not, but every morning at 4 a.m, regardless of what hospital I've been to, there's always a cleaner that comes in, mops the floor, bashes your bed and wakes you up. So I'd turn the TV on at 4 a.m, and the only channel we had back in those days was ABC. And on ABC at 4 a.m, Major League Baseball was on in America. And that's where my big dream began of one day wanting to play baseball in America. And all my male friends, they always say, "Lucky back in those days you didn't have SBS, would have been amazing what your dreams might have wanted to become." But fortunately enough, we didn't have SBS, we just had ABC. You know, my mum taught me some powerful things. She taught me this: it's not the adversity in your life that defines you. It's how you deal with your adversity that allows you to live a remarkable life. She made me feel as normal as what I possibly could. I was so badly burnt, but she still made me get out of bed every day and go to the toilet. She made me make my bed. She made me do my schoolwork. Until one day, we finally heard the words that we so wanted to hear, that I was allowed to go home. But what followed those words is something that my mum tried to keep from me. The doctor said to my mum, "Kerry, your son, he will never go to school, he will never play sport, he'll be a housebound baby, and if he reaches his teenage years, it'll be a miracle." My mum walked through the curtains. I said, "What did the doctor say?" She said, "Oh, the doctors told me that everything was going to be okay." She carried the burden and the fear of her son dying because she wanted me to lead a normal life. And the first day back home, I finally got to go to school. And I imagined how school was going to be. I was going to be the class clown, I was going to be the teacher's pet, I was going to get great grades. Everyone was going to love me. Until I got to school and realised I was very different. And my time at school was horrible. Sometimes I say to people that my time at school was worse than my time in hospital. Because there wasn't one day in hospital that I got picked on. There probably wasn't one day at school that I didn't get picked on. Cancer boy, Burnsy, odds defier, baldy, you name it, I've heard it. But that saying, "what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger," is so true. I didn't want to work hard to prove other people wrong. I wanted to work really hard to prove myself right. I got to a level in my baseball world where I got a chance to represent Coffs Harbour. Then we went away to the country championships. I made the New South Wales team, and 1 week before we flew out to the national championships, at the age of 12, I got really sick and I got rushed to hospital. I had glandular fever. You know when you go into hospital, you go in with one thing, you come out with like 9 other things. You catch everything else that's in there before you come out. Well, I had glandular fever, then I got the chickenpox, then I got pneumonia, then I got the belly bug, and then all of a sudden my whole body shut down. I had my mum on my left holding my hand. I had 4 doctors on my right. I went to take a deep breath in. And the pain that I felt in my chest is something that no 12-year-old should ever have to feel. At the age of 12, I suffered my first major heart attack. I was in hospital for 4 months. I became a depressed little boy. I'd finally got a chance to taste what normality was, and it got taken away from me in a heartbeat. And then I heard the doctors say something to my mum. He said to my mum, "Kerry, your son's heart is so badly damaged that he will never ever be able to play baseball again." My mum came through the curtains, and I said, "What did the doctor say?" And she said, "Oh, the doctors told me everything was going to be okay." That's why I love this saying, right? No one in your life is ever going to tell you what you can do. They'll only ever tell you what you can't do. And it's your choice whether you choose to listen to that negativity. I've been told all my life, all my career,